Good Friday afternoon to you. I'm Storm Search 7 meteorologist Brian James. Of course, we have a big travel weekend going on with Christmas early next week. A lot of folks want to get to their holiday destination as early as they can. Primarily that would take place this weekend. So I want to show you what the computer models are showing for travel conditions across the region. We're starting with what we looked at yesterday between one computer model and the other in terms of the forecast track, and they are pretty similar. Right now we're looking at the European model, and this model has the storm going from parts of Idaho up in the Pacific Northwest is what the area of low pressure is for the morning of Christmas Eve. And then from there, it drops down toward the southeast pretty quick. Matter of fact, by the time we get to Christmas Day in the morning, you can see the bottom of this trough of low pressure is well south of Lubbock, but they put the center of the storm in the Oklahoma Panhandle. I'd probably put the center of the storm maybe a little farther south than that, maybe say around Dimmitt or to the northwest of Plainview, thereabouts, as we head through Christmas Day morning. But from there, that storm quickly zips off to the east. And before I get to the rest of the forecast, I wanted to show you that this storm, as it does zip off to the east, look back to the northwest, you see another storm coming on shore across the Pacific Northwest. This one is forecast to drop down into southern Nevada. From there, does it curl off to the south and then come back to us? No, it looks like it passes a little bit farther north. But again, this is still 6 or 7 days out. The forecast track on this could change, so stay tuned. We could see another storm system affect the area by the time we get to the end of next week. Again, that's a week away, but in the short term, we're interested in what the travel conditions will be like and what you have to expect in terms of where the storm is going to go from one of the other models' perspective. You can see as we head through the overnight hours of Christmas Eve, headed into Christmas Day, and by Christmas Day morning, there's the area of low pressure showing up mainly right around Tulia. So, like I said, the forecast tracks for the models are pretty consistent, passing through the southern part of the Panhandle. But with this storm coming at us from the northwest and dropping southeastward, as it drops this way, it doesn't get much Gulf of Mexico moisture wrapped up into it before it leaves the area. So it would be so much better. We'd have a better chance for snow if that storm curled at us from the west and southwest and then made its way through us. It could pull in more of that Gulf of Mexico moisture, but in this case it's not going to do that. It's zipping in from the northwest, sliding southeast. So the best chances for some snow in the area looks like will be across northwestern parts of the high plains into Oklahoma. As a matter of fact, I'll show you what the models are showing for the possibility of snow coming up here in just a second. But you can see the storm making its way through northern parts of Texas, southern Oklahoma, as we head through the noon hour on Tuesday for Christmas Day, and then storm zips off to the east across northwestern parts of Arkansas by Christmas Day in the evening. Now, like I mentioned, in the possibility of some snow, we're looking at Christmas Eve in the evening first here, and by the time we get to midnight on into Christmas morning, you can see some snow showing up across southwestern Kansas, southeastern Colorado, western parts of Oklahoma, primarily south of the what we call the 540 lines, the rain-snow lines. This yellow line you see here, that's going to be the differentiation between rain to the south and snow to the north. And by the time you get to noon on Christmas Day, you can see that the bulk of the snow is showing up across primarily parts of Oklahoma, but there is some in the eastern part of the Oklahoma Panhandle, northeastern Texas Panhandle, but looks like the bulk of the precip will be across Oklahoma. So if you have travel plans to Oklahoma City or Tulsa, headed off that way along I-40 to the east or headed toward I-44 up toward Tulsa, keep in mind there is that possibility of some snow affecting the roadways during the day on Christmas Day, but that whole storm system pretty quickly exits off to the east, so it's not going to be around for very long. Stay right here. Of course, we'll have more weather information as warranted, but it looks like for the most part the chances here across the panhandles would be across northwestern parts of the high plains for maybe 2 to 3 inches of snow on Christmas Day. Farther south around Amarillo, we might get a dusting or a few snow showers, but probably not much more than that. I'll have more forecast details coming up on Pro News 7 at 5, 6, and 10. Hope you'll join us.